Hello, it's me, James Law Jr. It's the Beyond the Gates Aftershow here on JLJ Media. So I'll just give you a little update. We are still working on a weekly version of the show. The co-hosts, co-producers are trying to work that all out. We might have an announcement for you by the time this comes out, or at least this Sunday during our sub block. We took some polls from you guys at home during our sub block last time, and you guys did respond to the last video I did. And you guys were like, it was mixed. Half you said first thing, half you said in the evening. So we're trying to figure all that out. So we're gonna let that we're going there. I will let you know that they did a test show. I haven't seen it, but they did a test show, and so they kind of try to work out. The show probably might just be a half an hour right now, or so. We have a packed soap block, and it's a lot doing three shows, and they're gonna find out. I do three shows a week, and it's hard, and so sometimes I let them talk more. You can do it. It's a lot of work. That's the reason why I haven't done. I could do these on occasion, responses and reactions, but every week I can't do four shows every week. I just can't. Not the same day. It's way too much for me right now. But we love the show and we want to showcase it in some form. So that's why I've been putting out these little videos and little audios until we get something maybe more permanent. I'm coming on because there's a couple of storylines at first I was like, okay, totally into him now. And I have my little notes. There's some good stuff going on. You saw the title of this episode, so we'll get to that in a second, because that's part of it. But there's also the whole adoption, the birth mother situation. The guys, when it first came on, no chemistry. I don't feel anything for them. I just whatever. I have nothing for them. But the twins, everybody makes fun of them. But this whole unfolding of the birth mom finding out she had the twins are here, but you have the adopted parents, and you have they're showcasing all sides of this, and they're taking their time, but also not taking too much time. Like they're really getting into it, and I have to say I'm very impressed. Um, I was nervous that it would fall apart somewhere, crumble in there, and so it hasn't. And I had a couple of friends who uh, who work in childcare, foster care, who really thought that the episodes were really good. Um, it's the whole Naomi, pressing the twins' birth mother, you know, I don't know. It's adoption is one of those things that's really tough. I have friends who are adopted. I've never been adopted, so I don't know how that works, how you feel. I know it's complicated. It's whatever. And for the adoptive parents, and then you have the birth parents, and you have the kids who are the product of all of this. There's just a lot of different emotions. And I know some of what people think Naomi was being thoughtless by trying to, press this matter, but I don't know. I don't know. I've never been adopted, so I don't. It's one of those things where you're like, well, you have a chance to meet someone who gave birth to you, and you have answers, and then I know folks who in real life want to do with their birth parents. Um, so I don't know. It's a tough situation. So I don't know. And the other storyline that I think is doing really well, that totally caught me off guard and I did not see it coming, is the Leslie reveal. She's Barbara's daughter. Never saw it coming. Storyline start with the Articulates, a name that isn't my favorite of names. However, the story of them is moving right along. There's little mini reveals of that there was some shadiness with Barbara, and she was pushed out, and she died, and all this stuff. And what's been beautiful, actually, like I know it's not a real group, but that concert was the Bomb Diggity. We don't see stuff like that anymore on daytime. We rarely see that anymore on daytime. We can barely get a fashion show out of Bold and the Beautiful. So that was just really nice, and they did a great job. And that video tribute they put together for Barbara, and I felt I got teary eyed. I was like, wow, this is almost like it's real. I was in. I was all in. All I just and they come out at the end and they give a tribute to her. I was like cheering. I was like, okay, I haven't seen this on daytime in a long time either. This is really good. You thinking that's it, kids? Okay, Articulets are gonna go with Devon in Y&R and do record, and she's over here. No, I keep getting these phone calls, but they're not real. It's just it's just spam. Which folks, I get a lot of spam shit on my phone and stuff. I totally get it, and letter stuff. And letters you can never trust. You really can't trust anything. Especially if somebody saying, mentions money or inheritance or whatever. You can't. Hello, you can't trust that on money. So I get it. But it was like, no, we gotta look into this. And what's the reveal? Leslie is Barbara's daughter. That is so soapy. And some folks are mad or whatever. Here's the deal. I was waiting. I was waiting. I said, okay, when is the hate towards Beyond the Gates going to start? It's been barely on this air 6 months, and now it started. So now all those folks who looked, I kept saying this beforehand, Beyond the Gates is not going to save your soap operas. Beyond the Gates is not going to it's not going to be the magical be all to everybody. It's just not. These people are human. Yes, I know there's a higher expectation because everyone is it's like a piece of hair right there. It comes, I'll see them. That everything is supposed to be because they're seasoned writers and see that it should be of a higher caliber, of course. I get that. I totally get that. But it's a soap opera, and they're writing soaps 5 days a week. So I mean, it's I I hoped at best I would be entertained, and so far I have been entertained. Is it all perfect? No, not by any means, folks. But these folks who are, I'm done with Leslie, she's on too much. She's a villain. They have to have a villain on the show. I think Trisha Mangrant's doing an amazing job. Um, and I'm telling you that Anita Leslie kind of reveal slash confrontation. It's soapy. I mean, it has to. I mean, thank you. I'm so glad it happened. It's like it was fun to watch. These two actors are really good. I got to see some really good acting. Then you throw on Clifton Davis in there, who did go upstairs, and all of a sudden he was down. Whatever that. But the point was, these two women were giving us classic soap. I'm like looking around, like that's not what we want, and it keeps Homegirl around in a way that hopefully maybe things will be a little different. And so I was saying, well, she's so focused on getting the money, and it's not going to make her. That's the point, right? People who feel wrong their whole lives, always focus on money. If you're poor, you focus on money. That's life. I have friends who are out there doing that. When you are poor and you don't got no money, and you're trying to make ends meet, you think about money, you think money's going to solve everything. Yes, we all know in the long run it doesn't, right? But when you're poor, that's all you think about is the money. And what comes with it. Obviously, Leslie's a little cuckoo, and so things are skewed. That's kind of the whole point of some of these shows, right? I just think it was super soapy. I thought didn't see it coming. Nice reveal. Now I'm really curious though because I thought you needed more for her to do than wear wigs. We need more from her than just bothering and harassing Ted. We need more than her just. I mean, we need something else for the character. So I think it's a great thing. I mean, I get this last a couple days ago. I went to the Bold and Beautiful studio celebration, which on Monday you're here first. Monday this Monday the 25th. me and Tammy will be talking about it live. We have pictures and everything. But I was looking at, I was seeing Kimberly Brown, who's been Sheila off and on for 30 years. That's the point. They give her stuff, sometimes it's preposterous, sometimes whatever, to keep her on the show and give her some new focus. And I think the same with Leslie, she has to morph and evolve too, and not just become this one note, one story person. But yeah, she's caught up. The Duprees are her enemy on some level. That's just, I mean, that's just how it goes. I get it. I get it. But I'm liking it. I like it. I like these couple, like I said, these couple of storylines. I thought were, at first I was kind of like ready to roll my eyes, but they pleasantly surprised me, and they were just deliciously soapy. And to me, we got a great soap slap. My buddy Frank Moran loves a good soap slap. We got one, and I was like, she slapped the taste out of Leslie's mouth. That's kind of the point. I mean, I don't know. I like it. Anyway, Beyond the Gates on CBS in LA. It's at 1 o'clock every day. And we are here whenever we are, but we might be here on Sunday. So just stay tuned for that. Our Sunday show block is on Sunday. And we'll talk to you next time.